Shall we begin?
Welcome to Wonkeyjase.
So we've got a nice Commodore 64 hoodie. That's really nice. The nice fitting and all this. Got a shaver. It's not that good, to be fair. And we've got a henna tattoo. That one came out really pants. So you should use a stencil, which we did actually buy. So you can see the stencil coming up later on. That's to work on a watch. That's not a bad piece of kit. It was really tight. I mean, it looks quite comical, but it was tight. That's a Halloween light, so it lights up on the wall. Pretty good on that one. That's a glue trap. That's for rats. It works okay, but it's terrible to try and pull apart as part of a glove. You will see the gloves coming out later on. They're not actually bad. And that's part of teach you how to do knots. And it's a good way of killing time watching TV. That's for plugging up tires. That's got holes in it. That's really bad. I wouldn't recommend that at all. That's coasters. That's got sort of tacos from cars, which is it's terrible. It just grabs hold of the car every time. That's a little camera, and that is a tiny camera. It's like a match spot. Really good. They've got some that's a water siphoning kit. And then we've got a snooze for your neck. That's quite good as well. That's a part of a nose trimmer, and that works out really well. And there I am in a nice little teddy, looking good. Yeah, one for the ladies, and that's for the seat, and that's terrible. Really pants. And they've got a floating water cup. That's a magical trick. Not that good. I wouldn't recommend that one. That is for a toilet roll. I'll hold it. It's Shaun the Sheep, and that's pretty good. There's those gloves again. I'll talk about those later on. You see a nice picture of those later on. And there's the knot tying thing again. That's as I said, that's pretty good. There's a hoodie. That's not bad at all. It's quite vibrant. It's vibrant. And there's the coasters again. That's the other side of it. But all it does is grab hold of the wood. And there's a header stencil. And they say with the stencil, it works out a lot better. And there's a nice little t-shirt of it's a doggy. That's what it is. There's the blueprints of that camera. As I say, it's pretty good. And there's those gloves again. We're going to see those gloves come up a few times. There's some boxer shorts there. A nice little boxer shorts. A good price for those as well. There's that shaver I said about before. I wouldn't recommend that. And there's Shaun the Sheep again, looking good with the toilet roll. Nice. And there's a little top there, and there's that mesh thing for you sitting down. As I say, it's terrible. There's the actual clothing for the hoodie, and I'm not sure what that is actually. I don't know what's in there for. And we've got a little sewing kit that works out really nice. It's a nice little present. And then we've got that's a greeting card, and that wasn't bad quality at all. That's a little temperature thing. I did actually do a thing on that one. I wouldn't recommend that one at all, but never mind. That's the way it goes, isn't it? Woohoo! And then we got a magic trick. Well, that magic trick broke straight away. I first used it on the first time and it didn't work very well anyway. And there's another magic trick that you had to cut apart and make it yourself. And there's that online sign for the studio. That is really nice. It's vibrant and it's adjustable with the lighting. And then we've got the magical trick again. As I say, I wouldn't recommend that. They go inside your shoes when your shoes are wet, and they warm them up and they dry them. There's that light back to the shoe thing. Yeah, I would recommend those. And a magic trick for coming in at £3 is okay. And there's some safety glasses. They're actually really good. Probably the best ones I've got. There's that magic trick again. Wouldn't recommend it. Two of them worked. Two of them didn't work. And there's a little stand for your mobile phone on a tripod. There's that magic trick again, and I say I wouldn't recommend that one at all. And there's a little hand saw. That's really good. It comes out like a knife, and it's very good at all. And there's a little holder for your GoPro. There's that magic trick that didn't work. There's all broken up into little pieces, so not a good thing at all. There's that saw I said about. Very nice indeed. There's a magic trick I wouldn't recommend. I don't know why I got another picture of that, but I wouldn't recommend it. That is nice. It's like a little landmine that you can attach to the door. Doesn't really work, but there's a magic trick again, so I wouldn't recommend that. There's those glasses. They are very nice, quite comfortable, and you can see all around them. There's little things that adjust the height of a project that you might have. There's another picture of the light. So you've got the hand before, and also we've got the skull, and that illuminates on the roof, and pretty good at all. There's that online sign that I said about, and those ones, they're little tiny little pieces of cardboard that flips around, and they're pretty good. There's a little holder for a GoPro that you attach to a motorcycle, and there's a magic card trick for £3 coming in there, and that, can I talk about that? So that is a jigsaw puzzle, and you send in your picture, and it comes in loads of little pieces. But they sent me a picture of somebody else's picture. It's somebody else's wedding. It wasn't the picture I sent in at all. So that's pretty pants, if you ask me. So that got sent back. And then we got the all their magic. They're playing cards, and they're made of gold. Nice. That's an automatic light that comes on. That's pretty good as well. Same with the playing cards. They're pretty good. And that is just a cover for another item, which I'll show you later on. And there's some clothing. There's close-up clothing. It's pretty good weave for the clothing, and there's a picture of some of the stuff that came in at the same time that they came in together. That kit came in at 15 quid. That was a henna tattoo kit with the lights. It's pretty good. That's a key holder. That's pants. The key holder is absolutely terrible. The IR lights there, that's pretty good. That's at the pet 4. Yeah, I'll talk about that. Wouldn't I? Anyway. We've got a little safe that looks like a battery. That's pretty good. It's quite small though. And there's another t-shirt came in there, £8. So that's pretty cool. There's that nose trimmer. That is a really nice nose trimmer. I've gone through 2 of those so far. And there's an automatic light. All you do is screw it into your light bulb when it comes on when you passes. And then you've got some hooks. So they're pretty good for hooking things out for DIY and that kind of stuff. And another henna tattoo. That one didn't work. All the inks were dried up, and they just wouldn't come out at all. So I had to send that one back. There's the magic 4. There's the actual gloves that I said about before. I would recommend those. And there's a little DIY thing to allow you to put hang covers onto the door, and you've got another automatic light. As I say, they're pretty good. Would recommend those. And there's that glue patch for the rats. Pretty good, nice glue. And there's those hooks things I said about before. You saw with a picture when I didn't say about them when I saw them. And there's a little camera you saw earlier on. Nice little quality there. And that's a hand polisher for the car, for polishing your car. And I would recommend that definitely. You got a magic trick there that didn't work, so I had to send that back. That wasn't any good at all. And there's that key thing. It just didn't fit the key, so it's absolutely pointless. Although it's meant to fit the key, and therefore little screwdrivers for adjusting watches. So I would recommend that. And we got a little MIG welder. That was the second one worked all right. First one didn't. And then we got some security bit sets for the for your screwdriver, and they're pretty good. There's those henna tattoos that we said about earlier on. That little thing is a sucky thing for electronics, and I'll definitely recommend that. That's that little camera I said about before. And you've got Employee of the Month badge. That was all right. Yeah, not bad at all. You'll see the back of that later on. And you've got some clothing there, and you'll see the quality of the stitching. And then we've got a little holder to go inside your car to hold up the thing. There's that camera again. There's the front of it is f2.2, so that's the aperture. That's that key holder. Not good at all for the key holder. And then we've got some stickers that say radioactive or warning, and they're pretty good, nice little stickers. But sort of snood there, and would definitely recommend that. There's that nose trimmer again, and they got a false moustache demonstrated there. It doesn't work unless you put it on your lip, otherwise it just looks a bit silly. But there we are. And we've got some clear balloons. They didn't work at all. They're really hard to blow up. And there's that moustache put in the right place, and it's a lot better now. It's okay. Some of the sticky stuff actually stuck together, so we had to sort of prise them apart. There's that key holder not working at all, and there's that camera again. I keep showing that camera, but it is a pretty good camera. It's a nice little gift. There's that nose trimmer, and there's that the hat there. Really thin. But there's that balloon that was blown up completely. It took ages to blow it up. And then we've got there's the stitching on the gloves, and then we've got a little ball for photography, like a crystal ball. That was really good quality. And we had another picture done, and the picture didn't come out vibrant at all. So I really recommend getting that picture done there. And then we've got the slip knot there on that little knot thing I said on the wood thing that for. And there's the coasters. They look really nice, but the mug just holds onto them every time you pick it up. And we've got a fire blanket that's go in the kitchen. That worked out really well as well. And we've got a little thing that measures how thick something is. And there's the nose trimmer. And then the thing that measures how thick something is, that's really good. And they've got some stickers that got Wonkeyjase on there. So definitely men getting some stickers that got Wonkeyjase on there. And there's those there's those four, isn't it? Those are gloves that I said about. And then we've got the little bits there. They made a really good steel. And they've got another sleeve there that looks like it's a dog panting, so I would recommend that. And then we've got another snood there with our Martini 22, a bit of a classic there, and we've got a like a Herbie top there, and it was made to make all like and then we've got this 4, we've got this thing to make holes into your belt so you can extend your belt, and there's some staples for the staple gun, and then we've got another snood, there's got 22 Martini on there, that fits very nicely, and that one allows you to hear how bad your engine is or how good it is, and that I'll definitely recommend there. We've got some stencils there, and then we've got a little flask cleaner there, rod there, and that cup there, the mug there, really nice, good quality. Definitely recommend there. Then we've got the Commodore 64 hood that we had there at the start of the program, and they've got another hood there, It's a hat, that's what it is. And then that's how bad the shaver is. I've got fur all over my face, and there's the inks that wouldn't actually allow me to get any of the ink out, so I wouldn't recommend that one. And we've got a hobby worker anvil, that's really nice, but it's very, very small. And we've got a toolkit for the tools. It rolls up, and that's pretty good indeed. And then we've got this document holder. It's meant to protect against fire, water. It couldn't protect against anything whatsoever. Got a nice t-shirt there coming in at £5. That's pretty nice. And then we've got that watch thing there that I recommended earlier on. And then we've got a night thing. Well, it is a night thing. It's lights go outside, and they got a top. That was a nice top, but it didn't fit particularly well, so I had to send that back. There's a little pump to go for the balloons. That came in at £4. That was pretty good. And there's the balloons again. Now I say the balloons themselves, I wouldn't recommend. They don't work very nice at all. And they've got the little brush there to clean out your flask, and we've got a steel cutter there, and I didn't think they were going to work out pretty well, but they did actually work out really well. And then we've got a Morse code coin there, that's comes in very nicely. And there we've got the henna stencil again. Say without a stencil it doesn't come out very well. We've got Blockbuster videos, and they go on your credit card, and they look pretty cool. And there's that document holder again. I said send that back. I was going to test it, but for £10 I didn't think it was really worth it. There's that little shaver, looks really cute and nice, but it don't work very well. There's that balloon holder. It's a blower upper, that's what it is. And there's a little the thing to clean out your bottles. And then we've got the mobile phone holder again, the little tripod thing, that's really good. And there's those adjustable feet that I said about earlier on. I would definitely recommend those. And there's that the bomb thing, and that's definitely worth having it as well. And there's that little measuring device to test how thin something is or how thick it is. And there's a broken magic trick, I say that went into the bin. And there's those little legs that extend it out. They're pretty good, I would recommend those. And those, they actually elevate a piece of work that you've done, that you painted, and takes it off the floor. Then you've got little cards there for £1. That came out pretty good. There you've got your extended USB. They're nice, and it actually worked out really well. There's those cards I said about. I would definitely recommend those. They're like flash cards. There's that camera from earlier on with the cable attached to the cable attached. There's the air on air sign, and I said that I would definitely recommend that. And there's those little flash cards. They're a nice little thing. There's the magic trick that didn't work for particularly well, and there's it's a magic trick. It's okay. It's you can have made one cheaper yourself. And there's a little cover there, you put your wet wipes in there, and that keeps it moist. There's that magic trick that didn't actually work, so as I say, that went into the bin. There's that little calipers that tests how thick something is. They're pretty nice. Then we've got a sign there which says hip replacement. That was really good. There's those little things that hold things up in the air that have been painted. And there's the that's the magic trick that didn't work. Well, one of the magic tricks that didn't work, it was broken. And there's the thing that shines the hands and the skull onto the ceiling, but the other pictures, it didn't work at all. So definitely recommend them. Some of the pictures, only half the time when it wasn't there in the first place. You've got a photo coin there, that's really nice quality. And there's the magic trick that didn't work again, and another picture of the magic. It was just too complex, it overcomplicated, and it didn't actually work. So yeah, you got to put in little bits of invisible string in there, and yeah, it didn't work. So anyway, there's the tripod that holds on to the things. There's the hip replacement sign up there in all its glory, and definitely recommend that. That's the magic cup that you saw earlier on. Actually, no, that's a different magic cup. What it does, it fills up half of the thing, and it's mirrored on the other side, and you can't see the mirror from the other side, so you can only see half of the mirror, and you can't see what's going on behind it. Anyway, please like, share, subscribe, and comment below. And we're also on TikTok. And on the next video, we show you how to speak really, really fast on the video. Coming up on the next video, only by Wonkeyjase. Bye bye for now. Please subscribe.